Another video, another problem. And this problem, kind of a big problem. I'll cut to the chase and get right into it. I need to make a decision. I need to sell my PS5. Actually, I need to sell my Xbox. No, I actually need to sell my PC. Okay, I'm kind of kidding about that last one. The PC is going nowhere. So my problem is, do I sell the Xbox or do I sell the PlayStation 5? I can't do it. I can't keep both. You might say, oh my God, it's such an easy decision. Sell the PlayStation 5. No, sell the Xbox. No, sell both of them and just keep the PC. I'm here to tell you it's not that simple. And there's other factors like, how am I supposed to play The Last of Us on PC or God of War? I guess you can do that now. How am I gonna play Halo or Gears of War? Game Pass is on PC too, and it probably plays better on there. I get it, the PC can do anything, but there is something that a console can do that a PC can't. And that's me lounging on the couch, being a piece of shit, eating a pizza and playing Cyberpunk for 8 hours on the weekend. Honestly, that's the reason why people have consoles. So what console will reign supreme? Well, you're about to find out. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to. If you're enjoying the video, if you enjoyed my previous videos, thank you so much. Let's get into it before I change my mind and postpone this video.
3 weeks later.
So we're gonna base it on a point system. A point, there's gonna be a category, and the winner of the category will receive a point. So a point will be going to Xbox or PlayStation. The first category I want to talk about, the games. This one should be easy, right? PlayStation has exclusives like The Last of Us, God of War, Returnal, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy 16, God of War, Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima. There are so many exclusives on the PlayStation side. It's kind of ridiculous. But honestly, how are you gonna play all those games? The list goes on. But wait, Xbox can hold its own. It has Halo Infinite, one of the best live service games of the last year. It has Forza Horizon and Forza Motorsport. It's gonna be releasing Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice #2. It has games like Gears of War, Hi-Fi Rush, and Starfield, right? I mean, they also just got Activision Blizzard King and Bethesda, so they're gonna be having all of those first-party exclusives day in day on Game Pass. For the entirety of the console's life cycle, am I gonna be subscribing to Game Pass for every single month, every single year? I don't know. So that's something you have to factor in with the game side of things, especially when I have a PC and most of these games will be launching alongside a PC release. Is it really worth keeping the Xbox alongside the PC? I don't know. So I think we're gonna have to give the first point to PlayStation. Those exclusives, man, they're so great. I'm honestly kind of looking forward to The Last of Us Part 2 remake. So yes, this is probably an obvious answer. Sorry, Xbox bros, but first point goes to PlayStation. Next category, the controllers. This is a huge topic, a hot debate, and there's really only one answer to which controller is better, and this might shock you. The best controller goes to whichever one you find the most comfortable. What am I going to tell you? The PlayStation controller is better than the Xbox one? That's so stupid. They're both great. What are you talking about? Get out of here. Outside of the fact that you can choose whatever controller you want, it really comes down to the comfort, which one you like better. Honestly, the Xbox one's pretty great. I like the ergonomics behind it. It does feel a bit cheaper compared to the PlayStation controller, especially the plastic, the clickiness of the buttons. The Xbox controller just isn't as smooth as an experience, and I have to give it up to PlayStation. The PS5's revision of the DualSense controller, it's an absolute revolutionary step for video games, especially in the console department. When you're using those triggers, the tension behind the triggers, and you're playing something like Call of Duty, it really does feel like you're in the game. You know, you can feel it when you're driving around Gran Turismo. It's a really fun experience. There's one underrated aspect of the DualSense controller that I don't think a lot of people talk about. It's just how silent the buttons are. You could literally be playing with the DualSense controller, and someone could be sleeping right next to you, and they won't even wake up. But as soon as you use that Xbox controller, they're gonna have to go into the other room because that thing is so loud. Also, one thing that I think about the PlayStation controller, it's battery life. I don't know what's going on here. Like, there has to be some way to swap out the battery because that thing dies within like 3 hours, I swear. Maybe it's just an old controller. Maybe I need to buy a new one. But my Xbox one, I swear I could play that thing for a week and it's not even close to dying. I'm not gonna get into the Elite Series controller or the Edge controller. I'm sure those are both great, but I just want to talk about the default controllers here. So in this one, I'm gonna have to give the point. I'm sorry I'm about to do this, but I have to give the point to both PlayStation and Xbox. Yeah, I did it. My video, my rules, okay? A point goes to both. 2 points for PlayStation, 1 point for Xbox. Well, at this point in the video, you might be thinking PlayStation's stealing this thing. It's robbing points from Xbox. He's giving out 2 points a category just to keep things close. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. You'll never actually know. This video is pre-made. You have no idea what's about to happen. But right now, the next category is Xbox Game Pass versus PlayStation Plus. I think there's something to be said about PlayStation Plus. Xbox Game Pass is pound for pound the better value. You know, it's $10, $17, depending depending on the tier you get. PlayStation has been putting some bangers out on their own service. Maybe it's not day and date like Xbox. I think they can hold their own. Xbox's Netflix of video games. Look, I'll say it. It's a really good service. It's a really good value, and you get tons of games. Some people don't even buy games after they subscribe to the service because every single month they're getting a handful, like 6 or 9 different games for free. Well, free, but yeah, I think the Netflix of video games title is pretty accurate. Even if I think both are good, I'm not going to give out double points again, but this point is going to Xbox. So now we're at PlayStation 2 and Xbox 2. This is actually pretty neck and neck. I thought this was going to go, more towards the PlayStation side of things, but Xbox is keeping its own, kind of making me rethink. I feel like I'm actually changing my opinion on what I should do as I continue to write this video, which I might be changing my mind a little bit. The next thing that is very important and highly underrated, and that is your friends. We need friends. We need more friends. Friends are fun to game with. When you play single player games for an entire year by yourself, it gets kind of boring. You want to play a little Call of Duty, you want to play a little The Finals, you want to play a little, I don't know, whatever multiplayer game you're playing, okay? Choosing the console that you have friends on makes a huge difference. You can see each other's achievements or trophies. You can see who's online, hop into a party chat. It's just easier too. I know there's a lot of cross-play, there's Discord, there's tons of different ways that you can play with your friends, but the easiest way to play with your friends is to be on the same console. So picking the console that has more friends on it, it's gonna be a pretty subjective answer. I'll have to give this point to PlayStation, but like I said, if most of my friends were on PC or Xbox, it'd probably be easier to choose that one as an option. PlayStation has 3 and Xbox has 2. The final question, and that is, which one do I think has the better future? This is the last point I have, and honestly, if Xbox wins this one and it becomes a tie, I don't have another question to ask myself, but let's see what happens. Xbox has a lot going for it now. It's $350 on Amazon or Best Buy or Target or whatever online shopping retailer you use. And Game Pass for a year is the equivalent of 2 DoorDash orders. Think about that. 2 DoorDash orders gets you a year of Game Pass. That's actually insane. You probably shouldn't be ordering DoorDash every single day or else you become broke like me. Xbox just bought the studio behind Ice Age, Continental Drift, and Arctic Games. And Call of Duty. Don't forget about Call of Duty. They also bought Call of Duty. So Call of Duty might be on Game Pass next year. But for right now, it's not. But the future, we're talking about the future here. And in the future, Game Pass might have Call of Duty or all of the Call of Duties. Diablo, most of the Blizzard games. So that's really cool and rad. And Microsoft do seem like they're really trying to go back to their old ways. The Xbox 360 was honestly a goated console. So if they get back to that level of play, PlayStation on the other hand has been putting out great games for the last, decade and a half. And they've also been putting out movies like Uncharted or The Last of Us on the TV and HBO. Maybe we'll see Tom Holland not only play Spider-Man, Nathan Drake, but maybe he'll also be Atreus in God of War. They're also putting out new hardware. They put out a VR headset earlier this year. They put out the PlayStation Portal, their new handheld device. And they're beginning to roll out most of their games on PC, not day and date alongside the PS5, but pretty soon after, within like a year or something. They're even getting into that PC market, which is pretty exciting. Told you in the beginning in this category, I didn't know what to do if Microsoft won this one because then it would be a tie. Proof is in the pudding, okay? Microsoft and Xbox just spent $70 billion to acquire Activision Blizzard King. So I have to kind of by default give them the point here. The future. The whole category is about the future. And spending $70 billion is a pretty big statement for the future of what you are trying to do. So what I said in the beginning is true. Xbox is now tied with PlayStation. It is 3-3. I don't have another question. So now we have another problem. Not only do we have a problem between choosing the PlayStation or the Xbox, we now have a problem with what our last question is going to be. What am I going to do? I don't have another question. I don't have another point to give out. We're in overtime. And man, there's only one fair way to handle this. We have to flip a coin. PlayStation takes the win 4-3 against the Xbox. Someone will say this doesn't count. The flip was rigged. There's no way you're going to be able to 100% guarantee that it was not rigged. And I'm going to have to tell you this, that you're going to have to trust me, bro, that I did not rig the final verdict on PlayStation 5 versus Xbox. Anyways, y'all, that's the video. That's what we're going with. Say bye to our Xbox Series X. It's going to be hitting eBay or Facebook Marketplace. I don't know where I'm going to sell this thing. Probably on the street or something. So that's all I got today. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Do you think Xbox should have won? Do you think it was rigged? Should I just sold both and just went with a PC? I don't know. Maybe that's what I'll do in the future, but for right now, it looks like we're going PC, PS5. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. Peace.